A quiet, forgotten corner of the city, tucked between old buildings and trash-strewn alleys, there was an empty lot, a place no one visited, a place time forgot. But someone lived there, a thin, scruffy German shepherd with sad, golden eyes. His fur was matted with mud and dried blood. His ribs showed through his skin. His tail didn't wag. It hung low, lifeless. Every car that passed made him flinch. Every voice made him hide. No one knew his name. No one had touched him in months. He had no collar, no owner, no hope. Locals said they saw him wandering the streets for weeks. Some threw him scraps. Most just looked the other way. But one day, a call came to us. Hope for Paws TV. It was a cold morning. Rain fell in quiet sheets as we pulled up to the lot. The wind howled through broken fences. And then we saw him, curled beneath a broken piece of plywood, shaking, wet, and alone. We named him Max. Max didn't run when we approached. But he didn't come either. He just stared, not with aggression, but with fear. That deep kind of fear that comes from being hurt too many times. The kind that says, I want to trust you, but I don't know if I can. We spoke gently. No sudden moves, no reaching hands, just time and patience. An open can of food, a soft blanket, a quiet voice. Little by little, Max inched forward. It took hours, but finally, he took a bite. We slipped the leash on carefully, and when he didn't resist, we knew he was ready to leave that place behind. That was the first step at the shelter. Max was quiet, too quiet. He didn't bark, didn't whine. He just sat in the corner of his kennel, eyes wide, watching. When we tried to pet him, he trembled. When we brought food, he waited until we left the room to eat. But we didn't give up. We gave him space, routine, gentle care, a heated blanket, clean water, soft music playing at night. For the first time in months, maybe years, Max slept in peace, and the next morning we saw it. A tiny tail wag. Max had old scars. His x-rays showed signs of past injuries, untreated fractures, possibly from abuse. There was no anger in him, just fear and deep sadness. Healing wasn't just physical, it was emotional. Every day, volunteers came to sit with him, read books out loud, offer treats by hand, whisper kind words. And slowly, Max began to change. He lifted his head more. He started sniffing new people. One day, he licked a volunteer's hand, and we all cheered like kids on Christmas. Then came the moment we'd all been waiting for. Max barked, just once, a soft, playful bark. It was like he had found his voice again. 2 months into his recovery, we took Max on his first walk outside the shelter. He froze at the gate. The world outside was loud. Cars, voices, bikes. Then he felt the leash, the steady hand holding it, the quiet assurance that he wasn't alone. Step by step, he moved forward. Grass under his paws, birds overhead, wind in his fur. He sniffed, he explored, and then he ran. It wasn't fast, it wasn't long, but it was joyful. That day, Max became a dog again. The video of Max's transformation went viral. Thousands of people watched his journey. Hundreds applied to adopt him, but we waited for the right match. Then came Sarah and James, a quiet couple with 2 kids and a big fenced yard. Their last dog had passed from old age, and they weren't just looking for a pet, they were looking to heal too. When they met Max, he was cautious, but curious. Their daughter, Lily, sat on the floor, holding a treat, saying nothing. Max walked over, sniffed her hand, sat down, and placed his paw on her knee. That was it. A moment. We all knew Max was home. Now, Max sleeps on a soft bed beside the fireplace. He chases balls in the yard. He cuddles with Lily on the couch. He's not the same dog we found. He's stronger, happier, whole. But his story is more than just his own. It's a reminder that every life matters, that even in the darkest corners, there is hope, that love, patience, and kindness can heal even the deepest wounds.